Lovely. So we bring our feet, ankles, and knees together before we do anything else. I want you to feel that inner thigh engagement. You're drawing those buttocks together. Yes, we're waking them up already. And we're taking our feet out at the front into our Pilates stance. Before we go any further, I want you to feel lovely and long in the legs and soft in the knees with that tailbone tucked under and that belly button drawn in. I want you to draw those shoulders up to your ears. I want to take them behind you and draw your shoulder blades down your back. Your chin is parallel to the floor and your head is dangling from the ceiling as if it's dangling with a piece of string with our neck lovely and long. Your feet, you're going to wiggle your toes for me and then pop them all down onto the floor. You're feeling the heel engagement as well as the inner thigh. And we're starting to activate those glutes first thing this morning for you. I want you to come up onto the balls of your feet, come around and bring those heels down so your feet are parallel. You can feel the whole underside of your feet in contact with the mat, maintaining abdominal connection. We're going to take those arms to the ceiling, palms facing each other. What I don't want to see is arms like this and arms like this. The hands are directly above your shoulders. Stay lovely and relaxed through the shoulders and the neck. And you're going to keep both arms at the same level and then slowly reach the right arm to the ceiling. Try and touch the ceiling with the fingertips. Then you bring it back down in line with the other hand. And we're going to go again on the other side. And we keep going from side to side. You're going to reach up. You're going to feel a drawing up out of that hip and then come back down. You stay relaxed through the neck. You're not moving your head. You're looking directly at me ideally. And then you keep reaching, keep going, keeping that abdominal connection, keeping those shoulders lovely and drawn down your back. You each time send one hand longer and then the other, working with your breath for another 3 and 2 and 1. Keeping those arms lovely and long. You're going to take them out to the side, fingertips reaching each side of your room, and you're going to heel toe out with your feet. I want your toes in a 10 to 2 position and your heels lovely, slightly wider. Keep your arms out there. Your hip bones, be conscious of where they are, and those heels are slightly wider than your hips. We're going to reach over to one side. Keep those abs drawn in, those hips don't move. Again, we're working into that waist. Keep those shoulders lovely and relaxed and away from your ears. Another one on each side after this. And over. As usual, I've got quite a bit to fit in. And back. Keep those arms reaching. Breathe in, chin to chest. Breathe out. Bring those arms slowly down as you roll down through the back. A lovely wide Pilates roll down. As you come down one vertebra at a time, stay soft in those knees. Breathe in, draw the abs in as we roll up to the top. Take those shoulders back, draw them down. Send your arms out one more time. Make sure those knees are beautifully soft. Shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in, chin to chest. Really nice. Bring the arms together as if you're trying to draw them down in front of you. Head and arms hang heavy as you roll down through the back. Nice, gentle roll down with those legs wider than your hips. Breathe in, draw the abs in on the out breath. We roll back up, keeping it fairly flowy. Take the arm. Lovely. You keep going lovely and slow. I'm getting all carried away. I think it was because I was watching all my videos on time 2 speed this morning. I was like, oh, this is a nice speed for my Pilates, but it isn't. Really nice. Keep those arms reaching out. This time we're going to dive down. So draw those abs in. Don't forget that movement is in your waist. You dive down so your back is lovely and straight. Your head is reaching away. Watch you don't lock out on those knees. Keep those abs drawn in. And you bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees over your middle toe and straighten your legs. Bend your knees over your middle two toes and straighten. And we just get a little bit speedier for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Really nice. Lower the hands from there. Head hangs down. That last little roll down. As we're down, I want you to walk your hands over to the left side. Take hold of the left ankle and draw the chest to the top of that left leg. Feeling that release in the back of the thigh. Your head hangs heavy. No tension in your neck, folks. Keep breathing there, and with each breath, allow the weight of your torso to get closer to that leg. As you take a few more breaths and your hamstrings release out. Really lovely. Another 2 and 1. Walk your hands over to the other leg. Draw that chest to the top of the torso. And I say hold the ankle, but for some of us, holding the top mid calf will be a lot more comfortable. Work within your own range of movement. Check you're not locking out in the knees. Keep drawing your torso to the top of that leg. Head hangs heavy, folks. Allow that neck to relax, no tension there. But keep drawing the torso with each breath a little bit closer. And I mean, I'm talking micrometers here, closer to the top of that right leg. Walk the hands back to the middle. Have a lovely soft knee. I don't have full bend, but a really nice soft knee there. Breathe in, draw the abs into your spine. On your out breath, we're going to roll back up to standing. Just take your time. Anyone who's a bit lightheaded this morning, just come all the way back up to the top. Draw the shoulder blades back and down, and we heel, toe, back, in. So with your feet now, hip width apart, press to the outside of your leg, of your feet. Draw the abs in. And we're going to do a little bit of balance work this morning. I thought we'd just jump straight in. I want to see how everyone is looking. So I want you to take the weight to the left leg and breathe in, engage your glutes and those abs, and we're going to lift the right leg up. Now I'll go sideways on. I've got so much stuff behind me. So no higher than this right angle. You don't want that knee to come higher than the hips, folks, okay? So we're going to lift our leg up and we're going to take it out to the side and we're going to do nice little circles. Now, as you bring that leg down, you can bring that foot or the toe to the floor and draw it along, or you can just really challenge your balance and keep that foot lifted. Now, we want to concentrate on balance first and getting gorgeous circles in that hip. And then if we want, you can add on the opposite arm. Now, don't forget, if balance is an issue for you, we just focus this morning, just hold on to something and focus on the quality of the move in that hip, okay? Otherwise, we're one arm and one leg for 2 and 1 more. Ground that leg, that foot on the floor. Check the weight is even through both feet. Tailbones tucked under, folks. Little reminder, you haven't been doing Pilates for me for a little while, apart from a few of you from the Ash class. And why you've turned up for another session, I never know. But tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly button in, and lift up the other leg. We concentrate on that balance first, folks, okay? And then we concentrate on the quality of circle in that leg first as I fall over. And then you can add on the opposite arm. Nice. Lovely. You all missed it. The only big treat anyone would have missed from a face-to-face this week was me climbing over the school gate, Tracy pressing the gate to open, and I'm on top of the single school gate as it's automated opening. It was like, I don't think anything I do in life is without a comedy moment. But I did hang on, Tracy, and although you were there to catch me, so thank you very much for that. Couple more times, folks. Oh, my word. And another one. foot down. Ground both feet, folks. Make sure they're lovely and even. We're going sideways on. We're waking up the spine this morning. Check that the weight is through all aspects of your feet. Press to the outside. Lovely posture. Breathe in, chin to chest. I want you to do just a little roll down. I want you to roll down lovely and slowly. The head and arms hang heavy until your fingertips are just above your knees. When they're above your knees, you're going to bend your knees so your back is slightly arching behind you. So placing both hands just above the knees on your thighs. I want you to then start sending your tailbone out behind you. Now the abs come over the front of the leg, but I want you to concentrate on a lengthening through the sternum. As you lengthen, and you arch your back in this cow position, and you lift your head to look forward. Stay relaxed through those shoulders, and then take a gorgeous breath in there, draw the abs in and tuck the tailbone under. And then arch the spine away behind you for this angry cat position. And your chin comes down towards your chest and you're looking at your knees. I want you all to do one more of those in your own time because I'd like to take a sneak peek. So send your tailbones behind you. And I want you to really lengthen. I always say, I heard myself this morning doing, my cue was allow your belly to come over your thighs, but actually I want you to concentrate more on lengthening through that sternum. You'll feel the shoulder blades glide down your back. Shorten on the back of the neck, lift your chin, look forward, and then go back the other way. Work with your breath. Nice. Looking good, everyone, and then find your midway point. All I'd say we'll work on is making sure you keep that abdominal connection so your hips stay gorgeously stable. So as we're in this more of a flat back position here now, I want you to really make sure that around your core, you're staying lovely, strong. What do I mean by that? You're drawing your sit bones together in your buttocks. You're drawing those abs in. So you've got this lovely band that keeps your hips lovely and stable. Your knees are bent and you feel lovely and strong. And your neck, if you were to stand up, that your chin would be parallel to the floor, okay? So you can keep your hands on the top of your thighs for the moment. We're going to send the right arm out with the palm facing in, the left arm behind, again, palm in. And we're just going to swap. So today we're going to be waking up the spine. Keep going forward and backwards for me, folks. Next time your right arm goes forward, turn your head to the left. And the left arm goes out, turn to the right. So we're waking up the spine. We're warming up through the body, trying to get that mind-body connection, engaging those abs and glutes. So important to stabilize us, making sure we're not at risk of falls and all the other good stuff. And also our lower back. Anyone with lower back pain, just making sure the glutes and abs are working for us. Now, next time you look to the right, lift up the left heel and swap. So opposite, you look to the side that our heel's lifted. Keep the focus here is keeping that lovely strength across your core. And another 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Really nice. You're back in this bend position, knee bend position. Breathe in, draw the belly button into the spine, tap the tailbone under, and we roll our spine all the way back up to standing and straighten on our legs as we go. At the top, draw your shoulder blades back, glide them down into those imaginary pockets. Release. We're going to come to the end of our mat now. So yeah, waking up the spine and really just starting to get a little bit of lubrication going through your shoulders and your hips. So come to the ends of your mat. Keeping that lovely posture to start. I want you to make sure the weight is even through both feet. Breathe in, chin to chest. And on your out breath, we're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra down to the mat. We're really making good time. We did a lovely bit of flowy there waking up as we go. And now we're doing a full roll down in a lovely Pilates foot stance there. Come all the way down. Now we've already done a little release in the hammy, so I hope you can get a little bit further down than normal. I'm going to ask you not to bend your knees right now because I do want that stretching to happen or that release to happen in the back of your thighs. Your head and arms hang heavy. You'll also feel that torso just loosening out of the waist. So we're just limbering up this morning. Then take both hands to the floor. Now, some of us to do that will need to bend our knees now over our middle toe. Come down a bit further, place both palms of the hands onto the floor. Then we're going to walk the hands forward bit by bit into our downward dog or pike position. Our hands underneath our shoulders. We're up onto the balls of our feet. Then take one heel to the floor, bend the other leg as we stretch through the calves. And we swap. And we swap. And we do 8 and 7 and 6. Keep going. 4, 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Really nice. Bend both knees and we slowly take them down to the mat. Let's do a full cat-cow in this position. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Breathe in, draw the belly button to the spine and tuck the tailbone under. And then start arching your spine all the way up to the ceiling. Lower the head to look at your thighs. Press those hands into the mat. Feel those shoulder blades widen. And then we send the tailbone up to the ceiling. The abdominals come down towards the mat, but more importantly, let's concentrate on that lengthening through your sternum. Shoulder blades glide down your back as you arch your spine in the other direction and look to the front. Lovely. Let's find that midway point. We're going to go deeper into our hips now. So we're going to send our right leg out to the side. So the two hands and the left knee don't move. We send the right leg long to the side with the big toe face, or the whole toes facing forward. And we send our tailbone behind us a little bit, as if we're trying to sit on our left leg. And we come back to that starting position. Again, we send our tailbone behind us. So we keep going. You're going to do another 2. So we want to now feel a little bit more stretching out into our groins. I can't promise splits by Christmas, but we'll go somewhere to feeling a little bit more flexible in the upper thighs and in our hips. Lovely. Come back. And now we're going to take our right leg is out to the side. We're going to take our right arm up into a lovely thread the needle. So send our arm up first. Turn your head. Look up at that hand. Be gentle if your neck is not as willing as the rest of your body this morning. Keep reaching that arm up. Then bring it down nice and slowly. The back of your hand glides along the mat and threads under the left hand. And you keep reaching it through. So you're going, those fingertips are reaching away in the opposite direction from that right leg until you feel a glorious stretch around the back of that right shoulder. If you want, you can draw that shoulder or bring the head to the floor. No pressure through the neck though, folks. And if you're up for it, be careful, walk that left arm out in front of you. So it's all going on. You've got an inner thigh stretch in the right leg. You've got a stretch around the right shoulder. You're stretching through the left, and you've got a spinal rotation. Now, it's your first one back with me in a while, so go easy, listen to your body and do what makes sense for you. Bring that right arm back first, folks. Press it into the mat. Bring that right arm back. Rotate again in the waist. Bring that arm back up to the ceiling. Really feel that rotation in the waist, folks. Reach that arm up to the ceiling. Look up at that hand. Bring that hand back down. Thread the back of the hand. Glide it through the left. Reach, 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 reach. Draw the arm down towards the mat if you can. Don't worry if you can't stay there. That will be a great stretch for you. If you are someone who's been doing lots of Pilates, yoga or whatever, and your shoulder blade or the head are coming and resting very securely onto the floor, you can slowly walk that left arm out in front. And you keep walking it in front until you get a stretch. Breathe in there. Couple more breaths, folks. Make sure you're feeling that stretch on the inner thigh. If you're not, make sure that right leg is out far enough so you're getting an inner thigh stretch. Bring that left hand back slowly first. Press up. Bring both hands to the floor. Lovely. Walk those hands into your knees. Draw those abs in. We come up into the kneeling position. Say you're facing 12 o'clock. Your right leg is out at a 3 o'clock. You're going to bend that knee, bring that leg up so the knee is facing more of a 2 o'clock position. And you're going to bend that knee and bend in and in. Really nice. A couple more times. Stretch into it really slowly. Listen to your bodies this morning. And then one more time. Lovely. And then we're going to bring that leg out front. Make sure you've got a hip width distance between your knee, your left knee, and that right foot. Because if you go one in front of the other, you're going to wobble, okay? So you've got this lovely hip width distance. That leg is at 90 degrees. I'll come sideways on as if I'm insulting you, as if you don't know what 90 degrees looks like. Anyway, draw those shoulder blades down. Lovely posture. You're looking forward. The hip bones are facing forward. Tuck your tailbones under. Tuck, 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 tuck. Press your hips forward. You're not bending that front knee at this stage. You're tucking those hips under. And you should feel a lovely stretch down the front of that left leg. Anyone, certainly I'm in this camp, been doing a lot of sitting around recently. You feel a bit of tightness in the top of those quads there. So really get into those flexors. Press the hips forward and take a few breaths in. You can see I've got my hands on the back. Sometimes I cue this up. You can pop your hands onto the back, particularly if you need a really strong pressing of the hips. Popping your hands on each hip bone there behind and pushing forward can really help you get a deeper stretch if that's where your body is at this morning. Really nice. And then we're going to walk that front leg forward just a tiny bit, folks, all right? I don't know where everyone's at on the bendabilities at the moment. And we stretch forward. Now I want your shoulders to be absolutely parallel or in line with your hips and square with whatever's in front of you. So no bending at this stage. But then we're going to add another little rotation here. So the next time you come up, so we've done a little concentration on getting the quality of stretch. Now I want you to bring your hands together in like a little prayer position. And then you're going to reach forward. Actually, as you reach forward, you're going to rotate over that bent leg. So you rotate in the waist and come back up. And again, you come down and rotate in the waist. Look over that right leg. And back up, straighten up. And one more time. You come down, rotating the waist. Keep those hips square as you look over towards your right. And back up. Send that front leg long and flex the foot so your toes are pointing to the ceiling. Draw down, chest proud. You can, if you can reach and it's comfortable, pop a hand each side of that straightened leg and ground at each side. Once you're in that position, in your runner stretch, you can start focusing on drawing the chest a little bit closer to the top of that leg. You shouldn't come all the way down, folks. We're not Cirque du Soleil, as I like to say, but I want you to come down enough that you're getting another beautiful stretch up the back of the legs. You know, it's a suspicion of mine. Most lower back problems are because we're all tight in our legs. You'll always see me try and stretch out as much as we can these global muscles in our legs. So back in the hammies. I think this is third time lucky for us this morning. Breathe, 3 and 2 and 1. Lovely. Walk those hands back and bring the knees under. And then we're going to go onto the other side. So we send that left leg out this time. Don't forget that foot and the toe is pointing forward. Both hands on the floor. We're going to do it all over again on this side. Check your hands are ground first. Check you're feeling a stretch on that inner left thigh first. And when you're in that lovely position, you're going to lift your left hand and you're going to rotate in the waist. Send that arm up to the ceiling, look up at that hand, and we bring it down. We glide the back of the hand through the right. You keep reaching, and how far you send your arm through is up to you. You want to do it ideally until you're going to gorgeous stretch around the back of the shoulder. It'll all depend on your rotation in your waist and in your shoulder. Again, like on the other side, only if it's comfortable and your head and or your shoulder are firm on the floor, you can walk that right arm forward. And again, you keep walking it along the floor until you get a stretch. So you do it to suit you. So you should have a stretch, your inner left thigh, around the back of the shoulder on that left arm. And even if you're doing this one, a stretch through the right shoulder, maybe even under the armpits. And you breathe. Bring that hand back, that right hand, press up, return the left hand, rotate in the other direction, through the body, send the arm up to the ceiling, look up at that hand, take a glorious breath and come back. We rotate in the other direction. You thread your left arm and reach away. Stretch again and add in on that right arm if you want. And you're in this position wondering your life choices and how short your memories are and how glorious your lives have been, not being on Zoom with me. Breathe in, enjoy all those stretches, folks. Bring that left arm back, come back up, both hands on the floor. Walk those hands up towards you and draw those abs in and restack in the spine. Bend that left leg, toes this time pointing to a 10 to 10 or a 10 o'clock position, and we stretch on that bias. And again, so I want us to try and get into all those areas of our hips. So you can all be Zumbaing along with Strictly if that's your poison on a Saturday night. Lovely. A couple more times. Keep that tailbone under, folks. Keep that lovely posture through your upper body. Really nice. And once you're back up, send that leg out to the front. Again, just make sure there's a lovely space between that knee and foot, about hip width. Tuck the tailbone under, press the hips forward. Keep that body up and aligned and those hips forward and the shoulders square. And breathe. How are you all doing? Everyone all right? I've got into a flow and forgot you're all there. Thanks for coming along and joining me on my stretchy sesh this morning. Really nice. Lovely. Relax the arms if they were behind. Walk your feet forward, your foot forward. And bend that knee. So again, I want you to focus first. We're going to do 2 or 3. If you're really speedy, you may get a 4th one in. But quality of stretch first. Focusing in the stretching in the hips. Checking that your balance is okay. And the next time we come up, pop your hands in a prayer position. Keep the elbows down. We don't want the elbows wide. Breathe in. Come forward. Rotating the waist. And come back up. I was smiling away at you and lost my balance. Come forward and rotate. And back up. Keep going, folks, so I can see you and not do it. It's a lovely, really nice. So, rather than putting that one arm onto the legs, concentrate more on that rotation. If you rotate, folks, in the waist, your other elbow, so we've got our left leg, your right elbow should really be trying to cross that bent leg. If you're collapsing that arm down, you're coming forward more than focusing on your rotation. All right. So just focus on, just be mindful of that. I do want us to get that spinal rotation. As I said, if we don't do it that often, it's one of the first pieces of mobility that we lose, A, as we age, and B, if we don't do it a lot. And then one day you go to put your car seat belt on and you pull a muscle. So they're the things we just want to make sure we stay mobilized. So it's a rotation in your waist. Rant and nag over. We're going to come down into a mermaid pose. So I want you to sit with your feet to the right. Try and land. You will certainly land your left buttock. The right buttock may be a little bit more at, it won't be as even maybe, but that's okay. It's normal if your feet are to one side. Take your arms out, shoulders away from your ears. And we're going to pop the hand down, the left hand, so it's away from our feet. You're going to reach that right arm up, okay? And then bring it over. And then we're going to speed it up a little bit. So you reach over, but quality of move first, folks. And another 2 times. Reach over and back. Don't forget to breathe as you go through. This is Pilates. We want to take that breath into our rib cage. Just do one more. Really nice. Now this time, I want you to come up and leave that left arm on the hand on the floor. Take that right arm out. We bring it over the front. We're going to rotate again, folks. And we're going to really stretch over and come back and reach over. And that hand can go wider than the left hand. So you get a stretch right across the body. Reach and back. And one more time. Over really as far as you can. And back. Now this time, this left hand will come a little bit closer to your buttock as it grounds on the mat to your side. Send that right arm longer to the side. Press that left hand into the mat. We're going to come up onto our knees and we're going to reach that arm over our head. So a nice side bend and out. And again, lift up with our arm first and then over. And ground the bottom with control. And 2 more. Reach over and back and reach over and back. Pop a hand each side, bring your legs out front. Knees are bent, your feet are wider than your hips. Hands each side. I like to ground my hands and I'll go sideways on so you can see, so I can keep my back lovely and long. What I don't want to do in this position is suddenly go like this, and I certainly don't want to see everyone else do it. So popping a hand each side, and I tell you why, it actually takes the pressure off you needing to use your abs, but of course I'd prefer that or want that as well. Now we're going to go deeper into our hips with internal, external rotation. So drop your knees over to the left, keep your feet grounded. Obviously you're going to go to the side of your feet when you do this, but I still want them to stay on the mat or the floor. And over the other side. So one hip, it gets internal rotation and the other one external. You may feel a little bit stiff here. That's okay. Don't bring your knees all the way to the floor if your hip doesn't want it. Okay, just go as far as you can and breathe into that stretch. And you may feel or will feel different on one side to the other. Lovely. Bring those knees up. We're going to send the feet to the other side. Take the arms out and we're going to ground the right hand. I want you to ground it first because I want you to concentrate on a lengthening away with that left arm. The palm faces the ceiling. Keep trying to touch all the outside of your room there with the fingertips as you bring that arm over for that beautiful side stretch. So we've done rotations and we're doing side. We've done flexion. And after this, no surprise, we're going to come onto our fronts and go extension. Really nice. Couple more times, which is why you're seeing me keeping an eye on the time, because nothing changes and I get carried away. Reach up and reach over for this one. Reach, reach, reach. Breathe into that stretch and come up. Now this time, bring the arm over in front and reach wider than that right hand. back, and reach over. Really get into the back, get into those muscles that support our spine and our really nice. And two more times. Reach, folks. See if you can breathe out and get a little bit more distance away from you. You're not lifting your bottoms though, right? So this stretch is coming out, up from our sides. Really nice. Bring that right hand a little bit closer to your buttocks there. You have a little soft bend maybe in your elbow. Reach that left arm away. Breathe in, draw those abs in, press into that hand and reach over. Feels so good, doesn't it? Really lovely, everyone. Again, reach over on the out breath. Breathe in, lower those bottoms with control and reach over and back and reach those arms away. Reach, or at least the one arm. If you reach the other one away, you may fall onto the floor. That's not a good idea. Really lovely. We're going to come over onto our fronts. Lovely. Walk those legs away behind you. Create that space between your bottom rib and the hips. And we're going to bring our right hand on top of our small of our backs there, palm facing the ceiling. And we're going to pop our left hand, pop your left hand. So we're all doing the same one. Left hand on top of the small of your back, palm to the ceiling. And on top of that, when you're right, palm facing up. So you may want to pop your head on a cushion. That's totally up to you, or your head on the edge of a yoga block. Otherwise, I want you to reach the crown of the head away. And it's as if you're looking at yourself in an imaginary mirror in your mat. And I want you to remain like that. Reaching the crown of the head away, staying long in the neck. Press those hips into the floor, folks. And I want you to really draw your belly button off the mat a lot more forcefully than we do when we engage our abs for most of our Pilates work, because I want you to really make sure that lower back is gorgeously supported. Okay, crown of the head reaching away. You have an imaginary marble under your nose. Breathe in, make sure those abs are engaged on the out breath. Roll that marble away. You're not lifting through the sternum. You're staying long through the neck and the spine, and the crown of the head's reaching away. And I want you to draw those elbows up behind you. And you feel the crown, you feel your shoulder blades draw together. Got nothing to do with the crown of the head. I got overexcited. And lower those elbows back down. You're staying beautifully long through the torso. There should be no movement. As you draw those elbows back again, we're starting to encourage a lengthening across the front of the chest and a gorgeous drawing together in our shoulder blades specifically. Keep going. Draw up another two more. And lower. And then draw those elbows up to the ceiling again. Draw those shoulder blades together. Stay strong. Keep those abs engaged. And lower. Now, if you want to bring your head closer to the floor for a second and just really release and relax, we're going to swap the hands over because we're doing it for one more set. So now I want your right hand on the small of your back, palm facing up, and the other hand on the top. Now I want your arms to just relax by your side with gravity. And again, let's set up. So press your hips into the mat, draw your belly button into your spine, stay long through the neck. You're reaching the crown of the head away from you, and you have an imaginary marble under your nose. I want you to breathe in on the out breath, reach that marble away with your nose. So you're just staying long and not lifted through the torso. And then you start drawing with the breath. On the out breath, draw those elbows behind. So I don't want to see a lifting and lowering in the torso. I want to see a real stable torso as we just go into specifically today, the chest strength lengthening and the upper back. We'll be using the band moving forward to work and strengthen into our upper back, but today it's mobility. But mobilizing by challenging as well your abs and the whole upper body. Really nice. Another three. And lower. So you lower the elbows, you're not lowering through the spine. Reach that crown of the head away. And one more. Really gorgeous. And then we're going to send our arm, come back, lower the torso right to the mat. So you're all lovely and lying and comfortable on your mat. And I want you to send your arms out in front. Actually, want your palms facing each other. So you're going to be lying on your mat with your arms like this. Okay. So I'm just showing you now. So obviously you're not going to be bent like that. And then I want you to really reach your legs behind you as well. Really reach those feet. So the distance between your big toe and your middle fingers are as long as you can possibly make it. Those hips into the mat if it's comfortable, and draw your belly button away from the mat. Take a breath in, double check those abs are engaged. And on the out breath, I want you to reach away with the right arm and the left leg. Reach, reach, reach. Now the neck stays lovely and long and the crown of the head reaches away. Lower that left arm and leg. Now that opposite arm and leg. Breathe in on the out breath. Reach away with the left arm and the right leg. Now you all know this move. You reach away so much that arm and leg lifts a little bit, but it's not a lifting up movement. It's a reaching away. And I want you to keep going. Each opposite arm and leg, you lower with control. You breathe in to prepare and you reach away with your opposite arm and leg, and they may lift, and you lower with control. You maintain abdominal connection to support your lower back as I take a sneak peek and see how you're getting on. Really nice. Do another 3 and 2, 1. Lovely, folks. Bring your hands in each side of your shoulder blades. Press up. Come sit on your heels. Come into your child's pose. Arms reaching forward, forehead to the mat. And take a couple of breaths in there, allowing the lower back to release out any tension it took there from the prone work. So just some really starter prone moves this morning. And then I want you to come up onto all fours and curl the toes under. Press the hands into the mat, come up into downward dog. We're going to walk our hands in towards our feet, or walk our feet in towards our hands. And our feet are lovely and parallel. You can wiggle your toes, feel the whole underside of your feet in contact with the mat. Breathe in, belly button to the spine and straighten your legs. The head and arms hang heavy. You breathe in again, draw the abs in, and you start to restack in your spine. I want you to imagine each vertebra like a little pebble on the beach. You are stacking them as carefully as you can, as slowly as you can, all the way up to standing. When you come up to the top, allow the shoulder blades to draw down, tucking the tailbone under. Make sure you've got that lovely abdominal connection. Chin parallel to the floor and the crown of your head, dangling from the ceiling by a piece of string. Knees are soft. Breathe in, draw the shoulders up to your ears. And on the out breath, just allow them to come down heavy. Breathe in, shoulders up to your ears and down. And one more time, folks. Breathe in, shoulders up and out and down. And you're done.